It's the garden news, it's the garden news.
Dad, it's the garden news.
Alright, sorry.
Hiya guys, I'm Stu. Welcome to Petals on the Paving Slabs, and also welcome to this episode of the garden news. Right, sometimes I can be quite light-hearted in these. Unless you've been living in a cave, you will know that the world is having a very serious time at the moment trying to tackle coronavirus. It's not good. All I'll say about it is, think what we can do as gardeners or as people who are into gardening, actively gardening, whether it's in your own back gardens or if you have an allotment plot. What can we do just to help others? Because there's a lot of people struggling with this because of things like the restrictions that are being put in place. Restrictions on freedom of movement. The fact that, you know, certain elderly people and groups of people where they've got quite serious illnesses already, they're being encouraged to isolate. People are also being encouraged to self-isolate themselves if they show any of the signs and symptoms. If you don't know what the signs and symptoms are, go and check them out. I'm not going to tell you. I think there's too many people trying to pretend that they know what they're on about. So I'll leave all the real stuff to the people that know what they're on about. You can find this out for yourself. Don't get it from me. But what I can say is we can actually do some things for other people just to help people as gardeners. It might be, for example, if you have an allotment plot and your neighbouring plot are an elderly couple, perhaps, or an elderly single person, if you notice they haven't been up at their plot for a while, it might well be perhaps that they're self-isolating. So what you can do is, it won't take long, just spend a few minutes when you go up to your plot, spend a few minutes, just keep ticking over your neighbour's plot if you've noticed that they haven't been there. Just do a bit of weeding for them, that kind of thing. You're going to give them something to look forward to, okay? And also, you're going to remove a little bit of worry because they might be stuck at their own home, not able to go outside for fear of catching the coronavirus. And just that one little thing, it's one less thing that they have to worry about. So they're not sitting there brooding, oh, my allotment's going to go to rack and ruin. Just help people. Another thing we can do, if you might have a polytunnel, for example, and we're in the middle of March, you already might, because you're growing things under cover, you might already be starting to harvest some of the smaller salad crops. Okay, keep an eye out for people where you live, your neighbours around you. If you're noticing that, oh, I've not seen them at number 24 for a long time, but they've not been out for ages, but you know that they're still in because you see them moving about through the window. Again, they might be isolated. Just take round a bag of food, leave it on the doorstep, knock on the door. You know, if they are isolating, don't let them open the door and you stand that far away from them having a good old chat with them. Just shout through the door, shout through the window, give them a knock on the window. I've left you some stuff on your doorstep. And then go away. And then when you've gone away, they can open the door, get the radishes or the little bit of lettuce or whatever it is. You're helping people. We have got the power to do this as gardeners. We're in a very privileged position as gardeners. We're going to be all right, you know. We really will. Up here, our own well-being, everybody knows now, we all know that actively taking part in growing things keeps you all right up there. It gives you things to look forward to. It's very good for your mental health, your well-being. We're going to be okay. On a more practical level, we can actually grow food too. So, you know, when you go to the supermarket and the food shelves are bare, don't even talk to me about toilet roll, by the way. But when you go there and there's certain food items that you just cannot get for love nor money, we, as people who know how to grow things, we're not going to starve. Okay? So if you've got any excess, share it. Share what you have, share the love, and share gardening with people. All right? Share gardening with people. Speaking of which, sharing gardening, one of my sisters she's done a few courses about using herbs, herbalism. You know, I don't know what she calls herself, a herbalist, a herbalism. I don't know what these people are called, but she knows which herbs can be used for what. She makes salves and creams and ointments and teas and tinctures. That's a good word, isn't it? Tinctures. Okay. I've been having a chat with her earlier today. I says, have you got any plants off the top of your head that, you know, that we can grow that have known antiviral properties, which are either easy to ingest or just easy to use to get the benefit of those antiviral properties? She said to me, straight off the bat, the following 3 plants. She said, lemon balm, sage, oregano. Stick with those 3. It's a very good start point. So we all know that they are relatively easy plants to grow from seed. Okay. So sharing gardening, I mentioned it a moment ago. Why don't you, if you've got some of these seeds, start them off in pots, and when you get little seedlings and you get a few true leaves on them, give them to people, okay? And tell them, oh, by the way, this lemon balm, you can pick some of the leaves, right, and use it as a tea, and it's got known antiviral properties as lemon balm. You're not necessarily going to stop somebody catching coronavirus because they've been eating sage or oregano or lemon balm. But if nothing else, it's making people feel like they're doing something. It's giving people a positive feeling that they're taking back control of this virus, which at the moment is controlling the world. Okay? So up here, you're changing people's mindset about it, which can only be a good thing. You're just giving people a little bit of positivity. And if that doesn't work, if they don't get positive vibes from that kind of logic, which I've just tried to explain, it's just the very fact that they've got a plant. It gives them something to do, right? So when they're in self-isolation, they've got a plant. It's also you saying to someone without saying the words, I'm thinking about you, I care about you, somebody else cares about you. Here's a plant. You are in my thoughts, which is also a really good thing to do just for other people. Okay? And don't hold back from doing this if you know that the person that you had in mind to give one of these plants to doesn't have a garden. So what? Everybody's got a windowsill. Unless you live in a submarine, I suppose. They're not really going to have windowsills. But everybody has a windowsill. Okay? They can grow it indoors, treat it as a houseplant. And, you know, it's really not difficult. And if you give this plant to this person and they literally have not got a clue about plants, they're one of these people that say, oh, I've got brown thumbs, everything I've ever tried to grow I've killed. Say, all right then, here's a book. I'll lend you this book. You can read it when you're stuck in your house in self-isolation. Or you could say to them, okay, have you got an internet connection? If you have, what's your problem? Go and find out. The internet is the world's largest library. There isn't anything that you can't find out how to do. And if, you know, from how to repair an exhaust on a Vauxhall Corsa 2001 plate, or how to look after a little sage plant indoors if you're growing it as a house plant. People can find this stuff out. And again, it's giving people stuff to do. Taking the mind off the worries of corona. Right, I'm going to stop there talking about corona. I'd like to think I've said some pretty useful my thoughts, which you might find useful, on what we can do as gardeners for ourselves and for other people, which is just as important, right? If you have also thought what role gardening or being a gardener or being a person that grows stuff, if you have any ideas about what role we can have in this corona world pandemic, right, how we can help ourselves and help others through being a gardener, please put your thoughts down in a comment below. And it's not just for my benefit. Everybody who watches this video, somebody might find something which is an absolutely perfect idea for their circumstances. You might literally give a solution to someone where they're having a problem. So please, please, please share your thoughts and ideas about what role we have as gardeners while this worldwide corona pandemic is taking place. That was serious. Let's look at some photos. I have got loads of them. You lot have absolutely flooded my email address with your pictures. In the last episode, I asked for them. You did not disappoint. You're ace. Let's have a look. So, in the last episode of the Garden News, I asked you to send me your photos of the heralds of spring. Those signs that spring is arriving in your garden. These first two photos have come all the way from Texas. A lovely lady called Marie, and her channel is Salon Girl Gardens. Everybody who sent me photos, if you've got a channel, because not all of you have, if you have a channel, I will put the link to your channel in the description for this video so everybody else can come and check you out. This is gardening Texas style. Hell yeah. These next three are from Sam. His channel is Sam's Allotment Diary. And oh, hello boars. Hello boars. Hello boars. See what I did there? And I think they are a type of forget-me-not. Yep, no, they're not the classic Manchester City blue, but they're lovely all the same. And daffodils. It's not a proper spring if we don't have daffodils, is it? I like daffodils, you know. Does anybody else like daffodils? This photo is from Catherine. Her channel is My Hillside Garden. She's from northern Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania! That's where Dracula lives, isn't it? And it's still very cold there. But if you look above her dog Wyatt's nose, you can see some tulips starting to poke through. So very promising signs of spring there. La photo suivante est de Clarisse. I have to speak a bit French there because this next photo is from Clarisse. The channel is Clarisse's French Gardening. Oh, Clarisse. Look at some of the colours in there. I swear I've got shirts that are like that. I like. Big hugs to you, Clarisse. Anne Gardner. What a great surname. Anne Gardner has sent me, oh, look at that lungwort. You know, I'm becoming more and more wanting to have some lungwort of my very own. Ever since I did a Meaning of Plants video about a year ago about lungwort, I now want to get some lungwort. Leave a comment, let me know, guys. Are they easy to grow from seed, or do I have to get bulbs, or what? What is a lungwort? How do you grow them? What do they come in? Should I just buy a fully established plant? Leave a comment, let me know. This has also been sent in by Anne. Oh my word, that's not a photo, that is art. That is absolutely beautiful. Somebody knows how to take a good picture, don't they, Anne? Oh, see, I'm not kidding. That is beautiful. You have made my day looking at this, thank you. Pag the Drum has sent this in. We've got some daffodils, crocus and primula. Very, very nice Pag. He's also sent me a poem. So here we go. This is what Pag says. See attached a collage pic. Hopefully you'll think they're sick. Fingers crossed I'm in good time. Really hope you might show mine on your Garden News 17. If you show them, that's my dream. Not to worry if I'm late. Show the others. No probs, mate. Pag, take a bow. Absolutely take a bow, son. Superb. Kayleigh from Kayleigh's Vlogs has sent me this photo of daffodils. Oh, Kayleigh, you know what I like. You can't go wrong with daffodils. Just look at them. They're just... Yes, I'm having that. And also, are they cowslips as well to the left of the daffodils? I think they're cowslips. If they're not, I just know somebody is going to correct me. Be gentle. Right then, here's a channel that doesn't get the amount of eyeballs on it that it deserves. He's called Warren. His channel name is Bogman. These are his wild primroses and bracket fungi on the ash logs. Bogman has got a loggery / log garden in his bog garden. A log garden in his bog garden. I like that. Go and check him out. And I can highly recommend his recent video where he's attracted some frogs into his wildlife pond. Oh my word, you are not going to believe how much frog spawn there is. So the next 7 pictures, including the one you can see now of that gorgeous little Robbie, are from, well, how can I describe him? His channel name is biblical. Right, oh, hang on, stop. Zoom in. Would you look at that pattern, those lines on those primula? That is absolutely beautiful. It's almost like every single flower has been hand painted. That is beautiful. So anyway, how can I describe biblical? Right, I'll paint a picture of the man. He's got awesome class taste in music. And I don't even know what those flowers are. I'm on one at the moment. My mind's on other things. I'm trying to describe biblical. Right? He has also got the best ultimate taste in football. Oh, and that's a daffodil. Yeah, whatever. Seen it all before. And while you're looking at his crocuses, I can tell you that in my opinion, his garden tour videos are the best garden tour videos that any of you do. I just love it. I love the way he walks around. I can in my mind's eye, I know he's walking around with that camera like he's a rock and roll star. He's having it, people. Why me? Why not? Why biblical? Why aren't you following biblical? In short, I think biblical is my brother from another mother. And one day, me and biblical are going to meet up and we're going to have a good time. No, we're not. We're going to have a biblical time. Go and check his channel out. And tonight's last photograph is from a viewer called Peter Creswell. He lives not very far from me actually. The best motorway in England is called the M6 motorway. And the reason that it's the best motorway in England is because it runs through the northwest of England, where I'm from. And Peter lives just a few junctions north of me. However, Peter lives on top of an enormous mountain, right? And I'm thinking, if my geography is correct, I'm thinking the mountain is Shap. Peter lives around there somewhere. So he's a few weeks behind where I'm from, even though we're no more than 30 miles away from each other. Weather-wise and garden-wise, he's a good few weeks behind. So if you look really carefully towards the left-hand side of his emerging daffodils, you can see one yellow flower head. He tells me he did have some crocuses, but those pesky rabbits have eaten them all. So never mind, Pete. I hope you managed to enjoy them for a few days before the rabbits ate them, and good luck with your daffodils, and keep hanging in there. Summer is not far away. So there ends the middle part. I'll do this every single episode of the Garden News. The middle part is always your photos. There ends your photos for this episode. For the next episode, right, I'm going to ask you now, please can you send me in your pictures of a change you've made in your garden this year. Something new, something that you've made different. It might be an ornament that you've seen in a cheap shop. Like if you live in the US, is it Dollar Tree? Dollar Store, Dollar Hall, Dollar Tree? Is it? Help me out, guys. It's in the UK we have equivalent shops, and they've normally got the word pound in the title, like Poundland, Pound World, Pound Saver, Pound Stretcher, that kind of thing. You might have seen a little ornament and you've added it to your garden just to bring some light-hearted brightness. It might be a brand new plant. that you've bought recently, and you've planted it out, and for the first time this year you're going to be growing whatever it is. Send me a photo to my email address on screen now. Right, okay, send it to that email address. Also, tell me what your channel name is, and then I will put it in the next episode of the Garden News. So it's changes you've made to your garden this year, something new in your garden. Okay, whether it's a plant you're growing for the first time, an ornament, whatever, send me a picture. Question: why is it that hellebores are so flipping beautiful, but it's almost like they're ashamed of themselves and they hang their heads down? Why can't they just lift their heads up? So the third and end part of every episode of the Garden News, because I'm basically, I can't make up my mind. I give myself free rein. I've given myself lots of things that it could be. It might be a review of a garden related product. It might be a shout out to another gardening YouTube channel or Twitter account or Instagram account. What I'm going to do for this episode is a thank you to a lady called Chris. The channel name is, and I know a lot of you will be familiar with Chris. She is a stalwart of the YouTube gardening community. However, recent times, she's put her YouTubing activity on a little bit of a backseat because she's got life stuff to do instead, spending more time with her family. But Chris from the channel ACS has very recently sent Deputy Head Gardener Ruby, my youngest daughter, a book.
Thank you.
What is it, Rubes?
It's the Hugh Richards book.
What's it called?
Grow Food for Free.
Oh, and who have you got that off?
Chris Savage, which I think is from ACS, so thank you, Chris.
Now, she also sent Ruby a book last year. She sent her another book by the same author. Again, a lot of you will be aware of the young lad, the Welsh guy, Hugh, from his channel, and I can't remember his name because I'm sure he's one of these that's changed his channel name, but he's very into growing your own food. You'll know exactly who I mean. Yeah, Hugh. He's written another book all about growing food for free, and Chris sent it, arrived as an Amazon parcel, and she'd got it from our Petals on the Paving Slabs wish list. Oh my word. Thank you so much, Chris. Honestly, Ruby is absolutely made up. And I think you know exactly what you were doing by sending it out, because again this year, just like you did last year, you have lit that fuse and sparked her enthusiasm to grow food and get involved with the gardening, with the growing, with the food production. And just for that, I can't thank you enough. Ruby thanks you so much for the gift you've got her, but I also thank you for the fact you've got Deputy Head Gardener a gift. However, I also thank you very, very, very much for inspiring her, for sparking that enthusiasm by getting her a present off our wish list. Just thank you, guys. Chrissy's channel's link will be in the description for this video. Go and check her out. She's not enormously active these days, but go and check her out anyway. Show her some love. Give her a follow. Great person to have on your side. And Chris, thank you for being on our side. Just thank you very much. So that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. Okay, you know what to do with regards to the photographs for the next episode. Showing you what my email address is. You can also find my email address on the About This Channel page on my YouTube channel's homepage. Okay, send me in photographs of something new in your garden for this year, and then the next time I make one of these Garden News episodes, your photos will be in it. You'll get your channel mentioned. I'll also put the link to your channel, so you're getting a shout out as well. But for now, thank you so much for watching, all of you. Take care with the coronavirus, and for crying out loud, wash your hands. If you like growing flowers, wash your hands. If you like growing flowers, wash your hands. If you like growing flowers, like growing flowers, like growing flowers, wash your hands. Wash your hands. Get them fingernails done. Wash the back of your hands. Okay, fingernails. Wash every single finger. Soap saves lives. Soap is sexy. Gardening is sexy. Be sexy. Wash your hands. Get in your gardens.